16 and a half after 6 o'clock on this Tuesday morning. Welcome back to Sunrise. If you're just joining us, you're right in time for Tickles with the headlines. Good morning, Tickles.
Dennis, how you come up with these things?
I don't know.
I look forward to them every morning.
I like it. Tickles. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Well, great morning. Let's talk about what's happening in the news. First up, Ocho Rios High student shot and injured by pair. That's first up. So an investigation has been launched into the circumstances surrounding a shooting incident involving students at the Ocho Rios High School in St. Anne on Monday. CVM News understands the incident that took place shortly after midday unfolded when a 14-year-old student allegedly brought a firearm onto the school grounds. The teenager was reportedly in the social studies lab with others when the firearm was accidentally discharged, injuring a 12-year-old girl. Questions are now being asked about how the youngster obtained the firearm and how he managed to bring it onto the school unnoticed. Commanding officer for the parish, Senior Superintendent of Police SSP Dwight Powell, says the injured student is in serious but stable condition.
Yeah, I saw that story yesterday.
Yeah.
I think the investigation is not so much currently into the circumstances surrounding the shooting. I think we know what the circumstances are. It's what you call a show and tell shooting.
Correct.
And it happens a lot.
Yes.
It happens a lot in other countries as well, and it's something that you're told not to do. I remember being in high school, and an incident like this happened, and a child died when I was in high school. And I remember, not at my high school, but it happened. And I remember, being told, if you see somebody bring a gun, come to school,
Report.
Leave. Don't go to where the gun is. Leave. And it's something that I've always thought anytime you see these show and tell situations, because the truth is that the average young person does not know how to handle a firearm, and things go off. You know, boy take up them father license firearm, and or boys gathering up. Wow, my father gun. And you show it, pew, 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 and then he just gone off, and somebody dies. And these things happen, which is why I've never been the young person who, if you are playing with a gun over there, so me gun come in and no luck, and gunshot na yai.
And I want to tell you, my dad used to always say this thing as well. Oh, I always remember hearing him say it, when him say, empty gun kill enough people. Because also you think you've emptied a gun for a lot of youngsters, but there's one in the chamber. And people don't realize, on the back of what you're saying, they don't know how to operate a firearm. And so I think ultimately what we need to take away from this story is guns are not toys.
Exactly.
Guns are not toys. They're not a show and tell item. They are literally weapons that take people's lives.
They are weapons of destruction.
Carry weapons to school. There is nobody, you're not impressing a soul more than you're running the risk of harming your fellow colleagues, please, or yourself. Do not carry weapons to school.
Now you'd imagine that there needs to be an investigation into, how did he come upon this firearm? Where is this firearm? Is it a licensed firearm? Is it an illegal firearm? Well, is it a ghost gun that is not in the system? When you run ballistics on it, has this gun shot anybody else before? Has it featured in any crimes? All of these things are conversations that have to be had that take time because you have to do the scientific testing on the firearm. And so persons have to just, I guess, wait. I know that some persons are going to want an update tomorrow, but that's not how it works. It's not how it works in real life.
We're really praying for a speedy and healthy recovery for the young lady.
That's what I was going to say. At least, thankfully, no deaths. No deaths to report in this situation.
Can I just say, a gunshot wound to the thigh is potentially a very dangerous gunshot wound. Like people say, you couldn't just shoot him in the leg. Look here, gunshot wound to the thigh, you have a major artery running through that leg. If you even nick it, you can be gone in moments.
Well, thankfully she isn't. Thankfully this 12-year-old isn't.
God,
Well, next up, speaking of security and guns and all these things, let's move on to King Alarm. So King Alarm Security demand better pay and working conditions. Nearly a dozen guards hired to King Alarm Services Limited protested yesterday, highlighting several employment concerns, including allegations of unfair deductions, curious wage hikes, and constant victimization. The workers say they have been given more duties with little to no protection and have met with pushback for seeking to become unionized. However, the firm's management is disputing several of the allegations while urging the workers to meet on the matters. The men protesting said their management has long held a view that overtime is akin to lottery scamming and robbery. The guards insist their line of duty is littered with overtime given their extended 24 and 48-hour shifts, but they say they're paid for only a fraction of it. They fear having come to the fore again to belt their dissatisfaction could see them losing their jobs. Meantime, General Manager in charge of operations Delano Virgo refuted claims of low wages, saying the teams have long been paid well above minimum. Virgo also explains the 30% increase request was met with a between 10 to 42% increase on wages effective June 1.
I don't understand. 10 to 42% increase?
Various security guards got various increases depending on
the rules they perform.
Several factors. So my understanding is that, you know, some of the guards, because it's a dozen of them protesting, whereas the majority of them, there are hundreds of King Alarm guards, the majority of them did not. So it's the people who are dissatisfied with their increase. They're the ones
they're
protesting.
probably the 10%ers.
As a matter of fact, King Alarm actually came out with a release early this morning saying just to reassure customers that, listen, it's a handful of our guards. You're still protected. You're still safe. We actually have bumped up security generally and patrolling just in case.
I was going to say, because, I mean, so many people have normalized having that kind of personal security for their homes, especially. You know, you press a panic button and people always say, oh, I have King Alarm, so I'm good. You know, so you don't want that kind of, you know, and also must say that for the people who pay good money for King Alarm, they don't want to be seen people dissatisfied and people complaining about me. Look how much money you charge me. Look how much money you charge me. You better pay them, you know.
But, you know, the management made a good point in one of their briefings saying, we don't want criminal elements to see this protest and think, oh, people are now left vulnerable. There's an opening. So they've actually just taken it upon themselves to bump up security in this time just in case people think that's an issue. So customers should not feel disturbed in any way.
You know what
They're
I also
taking
like?
it under control.
I like the fact that we have the voices of both sides so we can frame how we think about it.
Yeah, that's nice, right? All right, so next up, before we go, a quick reminder that you can tune into CVMTV starting this Thursday to follow the Reggae Boys on their journey in Copa America 2024. They'll be taking on Mexico in their opening game at Copa America 2024 this Saturday, June 22.
All right.
You sports people are in heaven.
All right, that's a wrap for headlines. When we return, we jump into
dell'italiano.
We're going to go to the basics of Italian.
Le basi dell'italiano.
Influency Flex. Stay tuned.
Por favor.
Where is Daniele?
Daniele.